Hey everybody, Will here, and today we have yet another half-assed project, and it is once again a slight modification to my apartment. Now, when I first moved in here, there were two immediate matters of business to attend to. The first was to create a room that would be comfortable and insulated from the rest of the apartment, mainly for creating a bedroom, and we also have my office down there, and that's right down there. The second matter of business was to create some additional space to work on various projects and videos that I have going on. And that took the form of this kind of mezzanine structure, which you can see coming off of the bedroom. And so far it has worked pretty well. Right now you can see the kind of set that I put together to shoot the intro and outros to the last few Baja Bug series videos are set up here. But in using it, I've actually discovered there have been a couple of small problems with the space. First of all, while it is very strong and safe, it actually feels a little bit more like a deck, meaning I've noticed when I've been using it that any slight movements and steps or anything like that causes the whole space to shake a little bit, and that translates to the tripods, which then gives me this annoying little bump, which I've had to remove successfully, sometimes using some stabilization, and sometimes it's ruined a couple of shots. In addition, while it is kind of enough square footage, it is kind of an odd shape. It's very long, and to get kind of the background that I want, you kind of have to put everything at an angle, and this low-hanging beam that goes right down the center of it kind of screws up what could be some better shots. So for today's project, we're going to be building a new floor. Sort of. The first step already happened, and involved clearing the set pieces I was originally storing on the small 8x7 space above the bathroom. Hey everybody, Will here. The area below is an exposed 2x4 steel stud structure with a couple of spare 2x6s I added to support the floorboards on top. The new floor will be much more solid and extend beyond the areas of the bathroom below, meaning a couple of other features, including my second floor shortcut EMT ladder and above kitchen suspension bridge, would need to be removed. Next, to avoid an annoying drainage pipe sticking out about 6 inches from the top of the structure below, I had to raise the base of my floor up a bit by using some 2x4s. Then, I began framing the floor with 2x6 beams. The new floor will extend across the open space to the adjacent floor, eventually totaling a little less than 16 feet by 10 feet. Four by 4 posts are set up to support the corners extending above the lower floor. The last section of the floor completely overhangs the kitchen and living space below, so one of the center joists is cut first to help hold the last side up. With everything secured, and with a little help, a massive 16-foot 2x8 is positioned on the final end of the new floor. With all sides of the new floor defined, I decided to install an additional support in the middle of the 2x8 beam. Along with a little homemade base plate to anchor it to the ground, this makes every side of the structure firmly supported and shake-free. And lastly, a small ledger is installed where the long beam meets the existing wall. Then, the rest of the floor joists can be installed. Much more like a typical indoor floor, these are all spaced no more than 16 inches apart and span no longer than 8 feet without support. Care is taken to avoid the drainage pipe, and an additional section is added for a future project. With the floor all framed, drywall is brought in to line the exposed underside. The new floor ends up blocking a lot of natural light to the lower area, so a pair of recessed light fixtures are installed into the new ceiling. Power will come from the bathroom, with a new switch installed in the bathroom wall. And before everything gets sealed up with 23 by 32nd inch floorboard, I fill in the floor with fiberglass insulation to keep the noise down. Alright, so we are now standing on the new floor, and some of you may be able to see that it is quite a bit more solid than the previous areas that I had before to work with, which is going to be great for making videos. You may also notice that it's not quite finished. As you can tell, the drywall remains unmudded and unpainted, as well as the bridge and the EMT ladder are going to have to be moved or changed in some way. There's also no real way to get up on the floor. You kind of have to hop up at this point. But this is actually all just kind of part one of a much bigger renovation idea I had for this place that'll hopefully be happening sometime in the next year or so. But for now, at least we have some new usable space. And that's going to be the end of this video. So until next time, thanks for watching.